Yo tengo el Gucci drip. Cuando yo vaya, don't flip. Bringing you back with that clip. No, I'm not quick, don't you trip. Yo tengo el Gucci drip. Cuando yo vaya, don't flip. Bringing you back with that clip. No, I'm not quick, don't you trip.
So first you take your wig cap. I use this one because it has adjustable straps and whatever. So you're supposed to do it like this. This is the correct side, but you see the adjustable straps are kind of like sitting on the outside. I don't like that. So what I do is just flip it inside out so the adjustable straps are on the inside, because also you would have to like kind of skip that row whenever you're wefting. So yeah, that's step one. Now I suggest that you get a canvas head that is like your head circumference. This one is actually like ½ inch too big for me, so I just kind of, that's why I have to get the ones with the adjustable straps so that it can be tighter. So just pin the wig cap down on the sides and in the back. The knots on the closure, they bleached okay. I had to bleach them twice, but I mean, it's whatever. It's pretty affordable too, because you're getting 4 bundles in a closure, and I think it was like, it came out to like $200. Like they sent me the hair, but I looked at like how much it was gonna cost, so it was like 2 something. So you take the closure, and like you see where like it starts to get kind of like orangish, I guess, rather than brown. That's where you want the closure to sit on the front of the lace. Just like a tiny bit in front of the lace is where you want the closure to sit, because you're gonna pluck back, because I haven't plucked it, so you're gonna pluck it back a little bit. So you just want to sit a tiny bit forward on the lace. So I'm just gonna do a tiny bit over, since I'm doing a side part. So if you were to do a side part wig, this will help a lot, but if I'm doing a side part, I'm doing it just a tiny bit over this way instead of in the middle. So at first it was in the middle here, if you want a middle part wig, but I'm not doing it there. And the canvas head actually helps a lot with the lines, because that'll be like the middle of your forehead, but I'm doing it over here on this 3rd line. You still want a little bit of it to go over the wig cap band. So let me just zoom in so y'all can see. Okay, so you see the hair, ignore my nails please, but you see like the lace hair is like over the wig cap, which is the black part right here. That's how you want it, just a little bit, not like too much, you know. And then you pin it on both sides. And I like to stretch it just a tiny bit, you know. So now we have to tack down the back part. So I pull it a little bit, just so it's, you know, taut. And then I check the front and make sure that it hasn't slid back too much. So you see, it slid back. So that means I pulled it back too far. So I just pull the front up, and then lay the back down just wherever it like stopped from me pulling it forward. I hope that makes sense. And then just pin it down on both sides. Then I check the front again. Still pretty up there, but we can fix that a little bit. And you just continue to do that, like just pin and check until it's sitting where you want it to sit. This is about how it should look in the front. So you see just a few hairs in the front, in front of the wig cap, all over, you see. And then all on the sides. I'm just gonna take it off of the stand so y'all can see. So then on the sides, it's laying down pretty flat. And the reason that you want it like that is so that whenever you sew it down, it won't have a whole bunch of ripples everywhere. and your closure isn't like puckering in the middle and stuff whenever you're trying to part it. So now, after all that setting up, we're gonna go ahead and take one of these needles. I'm gonna take a short one and start to sew. So we're gonna start on one side. Which side you start on, just, you know, pick one. And go under the closure. And then I stick my needle through the middle of my thread. Because, you know, there's two sides to the thread. So I stick it through the middle, and it's already knotted at the bottom. But that just gives it an extra kind of like knot. Like an extra kind of like knot, you know? So then continue going, and I like my stitches to be very, very close together on like the closure part. Oh, so I do like I think it's called the blanket method, but whenever I stick it through the bottom, go up under the closure and wrap the thread around the back of the needle and then pull through again. And then it gives you like a kind of like a line in your stitching. You see that? Like the line here. And that just makes it more secure. So now I'm gonna go ahead and finish the side and then show y'all how I continue on to the next side. Okay, so now I have reached the second needle or pin that's in the hair. So I lift it up slightly just so I can see what I'm doing, but I keep it in there. See that? Yeah, okay, so now we continue the blanket method. Then right here where that needle is, and then behind the needle, just so we're covering all sides, and then I take the needle out, and then I make a knot. Like I go back a little bit and I make a knot. But to make the knot, I just I go under, and then I wrap the thread around the needle 4 times, and then pull the needle through. Good. Now we're gonna continue to the back. And you do exactly the same things. Okay, so it's all sewn down. So I'm about to just part it and show y'all. Show y'all that, like, you know, there's no lumps or anything. So I'm gonna show the stitching just so y'all know exactly how it should look. Boom. Wonderful. Okay, and then we pin this up with a clip. Yeah, I'm gonna double weft the bundles, and I start on the side. I always start wefting on the side where like they're separated. You see, like they're separated, but on this side they're together, like, because that's where they folded it at. I always start on the side where they're separated because it just makes it easier in the long run. Like, they won't get, like, they'll always stay at the same like length. They'll always stay like, I won't have to worry about at the end of it being like this. So yeah, always start there. Now we're gonna get into, you know, the sewing. So you take your needle, and I stick it through, for the first one, I stick it through the both wefts to start out. So it's like that. And then I start right here at the nape. And so, oh, another thing that I like to do is pull it across and pin it on the other side. So that it's pulled across and pin it on the other side, so that, you know, it doesn't, like, I don't have to worry about it like moving around or falling and stuff. Alright. So just like how we did with the closure, the first one I go through and I put my needle through like this. And then we're going to continue through the same way that we did the closure, but I do my stitching a little bit farther apart. So you go under both. Let's just zoom in so y'all can see. So you go with your needle, you go under both wefts and through the net, and then put the string behind your needle and then pull through. Make sure it's tight. And that's just how we're gonna do it each time. And then I'm gonna show you how to fold it over so that you don't have to cut your wefts. But you're at the edge, right? So I'm gonna take this and make sure the needle's on the back side of it. And just wrap it over to this side. Just flip it over to the other side. And then since it's double wefted, you have to be careful so that it's not bulky. So you flip this upwards like that. And then only for like the bottom one, because it's like at the nape, do I like have them sitting right on top of each other. But really you should have it like kind of like, I'm gonna show you. But anyway, this is how you flip it over. And then you go under again. And I make a knot. So the same way I made the knot up in the closure is the same way that I'm making the knot down here. So even though I'm not changing needles, I'm still making a knot just to secure it there. Like just in case like the thread pops or anything, it's secured right there in that spot. So there's that. Now we put it to this side, about where we want it to sit at. Okay. So now, what I was saying about like having them laying on top of each other, if it's laying like on top of each other like this the entire time, then it's gonna end up getting bulky once you get up into the middle. But if you have them laying like this, as it would if it was single wefted, then it's gonna lay a lot flatter. Keeping them overlapping like this. So just like this is how your stitching should look. You're gonna keep going all the way, and I'm gonna show while I go so that y'all can see like the pattern that I'm sewing in, because I know that that's one issue that I always have whenever I used to watch boys videos. They never showed the pattern, and that was what was like really difficult. So I'm gonna make sure I show y'all the pattern. I'm just gonna like speed through it. So yeah. Okay, so I've just been going like this, straight across. Okay, my camera died. So basically, I just filled in the spot over here. I just was going straight across, straight across, straight across. and filled in this spot over here since, like, you know, it's a side part. So now on this side, what we're basically gonna do is we're gonna keep going like this. This is my least favorite part. I hate this. It's so complicated. I'm not gonna explain anything. I'm just gonna do it how I want to do it and then see what happens. Sounds like a plan. So I came across this way and filled in the spot that was here. So now I'm gonna wrap back around like this and fill that in. So that's covered, right? And then we're gonna go zigzag back and forth until we get to this side right here. I just wanted to make sure that I showed y'all like how my sewing pattern, I guess you could say, because that's an issue that I always found whenever I was making wigs and watching videos on YouTube. No one ever showed that. So I just want to make sure that I made that clear. Yeah. Okay, so it's done, and basically on this whole side right here I had to finesse because yeah, that's just what you got to do sometimes. So I basically just kind of cut the tracks in this side so that it filled in this row. Basically that's what happened. You're gonna kill him at his people. That don't even make sense. Okay, anyway, so I'm about to take the thing down and I'm gonna pluck the knots and everything off camera and then come back and show y'all like the finished result and stuff after I style it. So I just want to say a little bit about this hair. I was sent a 20-inch closure, a 20, 22, 24, and 26-inch bundles from Beauty Forever Hair, and they're Malaysian curly. All in all, the hair was pretty nice. I bleached the knots, and they bleached fairly well. It could have been better, but for the price, it was still pretty good. As you can see, like, they're bleached, but you see a few little brown knots in there. But nothing too major. It was easy to pluck. The tangling wasn't super bad, and neither was the shedding, especially for being curly hair. It's super shiny, very soft. I did get some like matting in the nape, but it's curly hair, so it's to be expected. And then if you just add a little water, it combs out just fine. So all in all, I really do like the hair. It's easy to manage for being curly hair as well.
Yo tengo el Gucci drip. Cuando yo vaya don't flip. Bringing you back, but that's clear. No, I'm not crease, don't you trip. Yo tengo el Gucci drip. Cuando yo vaya don't flip. Bringing you back, but that's clear. No, I'm not crease, don't you trip.